Welcome to Now Showing, our movie podcast. We're going to be talking about Avengers Endgame. I'm here with Laura,
Hi.
Matt,
Yo.
Joe,
Us.
Logan,
Laura's gonna suffer by the end of this.
plus Adam.
Yeah.
Avengers.
We're going to be talking about...
Assemble.
By the way, we're going to be having like a non-spoiler section. Then we're going to have a spoiler section.
I feel
We're gonna
like
have
this
a
entire
warning.
thing is just gonna be spoilers.
We're going to have a warning when we get to spoilers because in case for some reason
We're not
nobody
animals.
has seen it. So first off, let's start
It's
with...
been over 2 weeks. Everyone's spoiling it already.
Yeah.
All right, fuck
We're
it.
spoiling it the day of. Like, come
All right,
on.
the entire podcast is spoilers. You know what? Fuck it. The entire podcast. If you haven't seen the movie, pause this. See the
Probably have, like,
movie.
another 3 months to go
Just,
see
no,
it.
no, don't pause it. Just listen to it on your way to seeing
We'll give
Avengers.
you. We're gonna give you. But there's gonna be like a timer on the screen, and it's gonna be like a,
Fuck that.
fuck off in like this amount of time.
Okay.
Fuck off in
So-
3 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
So,
Fuck off. That's your limit. Spoilers.
So Avengers Endgame. How'd y'all like it?
It was great.
Loved it.
It was a good movie.
I
Yeah.
still thought
I
Infinity War was
enjoyed
better,
it.
My main thing with it is that, I loved Infinity War. It's like everybody else did, but like, this movie is less of a good movie, like on its own, than Infinity War. Because with Infinity War, I could watch that like over and over. With this, it's kind of harder to. That's probably the main complaint I have about it. Is that if you have like no idea like what's going on in this, you're not gonna probably like this movie.
Oh, you mean like my dad? No shit.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. Fucking. That's why you gotta watch them all. You have to watch every. Like you can't just go into Marvel and say, "Hey, I'm gonna watch Endgame." I've never
Exactly.
seen any
It's-
Marvel movie. You can't. You have to watch all Marvel before you can watch.
Yeah.
Hell, even I haven't watched all Marvel.
That's even showed in the trailers. It's like, you can tell that it's a...
Yeah.
Oh, I watched Iron Man, so I'm gonna go watch Endgame. No?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah,
watched
fuck
the
my
rest of
dude.
them.
I watched the
Watch the
first
rest
Iron
of
Man
them.
movie. I'm ready for Endgame.
And you're gonna. Well, I mean, you might not, because you've only seen one Iron Man movie. You gotta watch the rest of them to really get a picture of who the character actually is. He's
Yeah.
the best Avenger by far.
Yes.
And you also have to watch.
And the first
Civil
Iron
War
Man's
to get
the
a
best Iron Man
understanding
movie.
of why
Oh, yeah.
he's not happy to begin with. So yeah,
Can I make a quick?
you've got a lot of catching up to do if you want to see Endgame.
Yeah.
Can I make a quick little disappointing thing? A little disappointing that Marvel shell out the money to have Dust.
To have what?
To have what?
He's like so quiet. I don't know if
The
it's for anyone
song-
else.
The song "Dust in the Wind." I'm a
Oh.
little sad they didn't have that as the opening song for the movie.
Aw.
Right.
Please.
that
It
opening
should've
scene
been
was-
the opening song, opening shot.
Opening song there.
Wow.
Opening
Opening
song.
song.
Uh, shit. Oh fuck. Now I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Good job.
You were
Yeah.
talking about the opening song.
Opening shot.
Oh, goodness.
Yep, it's
Laura,
already
feel free to interject at any point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna want to murder all of you,
There
so...
was a song. I
What
fucking
did you
cannot
do?
remember what it was though.
You know, I wait for.
All right.
But
So, my thing with the movie is that the first like hour, like of it is amazingly depressing, as it should be, to be honest, because the
I
last
found it
movie,
funny.
the last,
Adam, didn't you say you cried during like 3 different parts of the movie or something?
Yeah.
Like one at the start, one
Yeah.
at the, one at the end.
yeah,
Yeah. What can I say? I'm a sick fuck.
I cried when Thor was playing Fortnite, so yeah.
Oh, God.
Me too.
I cried too many times during that movie.
Yeah, that movie was a lot of people are just like, oh,
It
it's like
was-
too.
It was a good wrap up.
Endgame.
Okay.
Endgame is outside of Iron Man is probably my favorite the Marvel movie.
Yeah, mine
Mhm.
too.
The
It's
thing for
extremely good.
me is it didn't feel like 3 hours at all.
No,
It really
there
did.
was,
to
there was
piss.
points for me to where it extremely felt long.
Yeah.
Like, where it really started to get slow. For me, it was mainly during all the time travel.
The
Yeah, me too.
beginning got slow. I like the time travel. The beginning was slow for me. And it wasn't even that slow. It was mostly just, oh, hey, we're all here. Let's do our thing.
He went for the head.
But I didn't have to piss at all during the movie.
Good for you.
Yeah, so first off,
Fuckers.
let's talk about the first subversion. Thanos is completely killed within the first, 10 minutes of the movie.
I think it's like
15.
15.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I-
is 15 minutes.
it was so quick. Thor grabs his axe and just, boom, just cuts his head off, and we
Wait
cut
for
to
the
5 years
Oh,
later.
His axe has a name. Use it.
I don't care about Thor. I didn't watch the movies.
Stormbreaker.
Yeah, come
Oh.
on now.
Sorry.
I couldn't remember it.
I'm sorry. I don't give a shit.
So I don't
So
give a shit about you, so.
we
We'll
cut to
get
5
to
years
Thor
later. We cut to 5 years later. Bruce Banner is now the Hulk, but not really the Hulk. He's just kind
They've
of like,
merged. They've become one.
and they've
Yeah,
merged.
in
And
the
by the
I've
way,
become one with Hulk.
and by
in
the
the com-
Biggest screen.
In the comics, that is known as Grey Hulk.
Correct. I couldn't remember what it was called.
which by the way, I really love Bruce Banner's voice coming through the Hulk's body. It's just extremely funny to me.
Okay, funny
Just
point.
It
In
is.
that, a funny point in that movie is when when they went back in time, and he's just like, seems a little gratuitous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you don't want to do something, but you're still forced to do it. It's like, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you in recording?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless it's Twits.
We're going to be
Yeah, unless it's
killed.
only Megan I get to
brutally.
deal with.
She's planning our murders.
Yeah,
Banner
but
style.
Yeah, right now.
5 years later.
we're gonna
Okay,
die.
first of all, I really want to talk about the very beginning. First off, they're playing paper football. I fucking love that. And
Yeah,
I think we're talking
That
about the
was
real.
beautiful.
and
We're
plus,
talking about
to
the
catch it.
real. We're forgetting about
Nebula
the.
is fantastic.
We're forgetting about the real beginning with Hawkeye.
oh yeah,
Dude,
Hawkeye.
his family.
Entire family
God.
first.
Oh.
Yeah, fucking hell.
No, it's
That I think was a good way to start it though, because it
Yeah.
shows you
It-
how everyone else that was just a normal
They should have a
person
scene.
dealt
Okay.
dealt with.
yeah.
Yeah.
They should have a scene where Hawkeye's coping, and he keeps finding songs. He Dust in the Bottle, fucking
Dust in the wind.
Dust in the Wind,
So just a
fucking,
bunch of
and he
songs
just
with dust.
songs about dust and fucking just
Then he
yeah,
hops
country
on the
song,
highway to
yeah.
hell.
yep. Also known as Japan.
Plus one thing.
Konnichiwa.
In the very beginning, Captain Marvel
I'm sorry.
comes in, and Captain Marvel was my biggest problem with this movie. She
Mm-hmm.
doesn't do
She
shit.
did nothing. No,
She does
did
absolutely nothing. Nothing is nothing to do
Were
with
you
the
paying
politics
attention
of
to what
Captain
she
Marvel.
said?
That's not. That's
You
not
know,
an
it's
excuse.
really hard. It's really hard when they make the end of Infinity War a big thing where Captain Marvel's gonna show up and take part in this, and she shows up for like what the entire movie, 20 minutes.
She becomes a Deus Ex
Not
Machina.
even. Maybe
30 minutes.
15
Yeah,
at
she's
most.
kind of an ex machina, but she's
Yeah.
not. It's still should have been
She-
more about her. Like there's should have been more Captain Marvel. This is
Yeah.
this is,
It
don't get me
should've
wrong.
been.
This is Iron Man's story. It's his story.
Well, the problem is that they shot all this before her movie was even written. But that's
Yeah.
still that's still a problem. Take her out of the fucking movie then. Save her movie for after
But the thing
Endgame.
The thing is, as she said, there are Lord knows how many planets dealing with the same thing that Earth was dealing with. So it's kind of, if they include her more, there's going to be more problems in the universe.
The
Whereas
lore
if
work.
she's not that,
Yeah.
so it wasn't bad to keep her role minimum, but I would have liked to see a little bit more than just 20 minutes of her.
Yeah. Plus,
Yeah,
I think that Brie Larson's acting is like very stilted and really, really freaking boring, personally to me.
Okay, you haven't
you're an
played the new
uncultured
Mortal Kombat
swine.
yet. I'm just gonna tell you that now. You have not played the new Mortal Kombat yet. Worst acting I've seen in anything ever. Ronda Rousey should stay very, 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 very,
don't
very
know.
far away from any recording equipment ever in her life.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen The Room? That's
I've
giving
seen The
you
Room.
one for-
Room is better acting than Ronda Rousey.
All right. Yeah, but anyways, 5 years later, Thor's fat. He's playing Fortnite. He's
You
drinking
skipped
beer.
quite a bit.
Yeah,
You
you
skipped a
skipped
fuckload.
everything.
All right. All right. So 5 years later, what's the first thing we see 5 years later?
It was the
The overview
it was
of
the
City
group therapy.
Field.
It's the group. Yeah, it's the they're all talking. No, it's what they're doing.
Even
currently,
group,
checking
yeah.
in.
Yeah, they're in the therapy,
Yeah.
but the first
No,
thing we
they're-
see is
Oh yeah, no, it is.
the empty City Field, which, if you follow baseball, is surprising. You only see that in Miami or Oakland.
Yeah.
Tampa, Baltimore.
But I don't count Tampa
Oakland.
as a real city, in all honesty.
I
They
don't
should.
either.
They should still think they should move up to Montreal.
Agreed, but we'll talk about that on Ballpark.
Yeah, but anyways.
I'd like to make a quick statement about the whole empty ballpark thing.
Go
How
ahead.
many people are in the world right now? Someone look it up. How many people are alive in the world?
Isn't it
Over
like
6
7.7
billion.
It's a
Yeah.
fuckload.
Like something like
Oh, if
that.
someone snaps their
It's like
finger.
8 million or 8 billion.
7.53 billion.
Okay, so you snap your fingers, half that's gone. You still have enough people to make professional sports teams. Come on now.
I don't know
But
about
half
that.
but think about this. Think about it like this. Half of like the players just vanished on the field.
You got
Like-
minor league players. Call them up.
No,
They
think about this. In the middle of a game, right? In the middle of the game, they're all standing there. You got a batter, a pitcher, outfielders, infielders, the works, everything. Bam! Half of them are gone.
That's just one.
What do you
team.
do then? What do you do now?
Don't
Yeah,
forget the
it's
crowd.
like-
Call in the fans?
All the announcers
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
You stop the game.
And
You get
you-
yourself
You have to
resituated.
deal with
and
the
then you
drama
keep playing.
from that.
Like I said,
Just
stop.
imagine
you-
seeing your fucking best friend, your teammate that you grew up through the minors with, fall to dust right in front of you.
Yeah,
I think we're getting
So-
a little off topic here.
Yeah, we are.
we are.
We're always off
What?
topic.
Well, actually,
No, this is actually bad.
we are, but we aren't,
This is
because
not
we're
topic.
talking about therapy as well. And
Oh wow.
you have to remember, the regular people who saw their loved ones vanish, what type of trauma were they going through?
What kind of drama
Yeah.
do you think they were going through when they came back?
Right? Just imagine the fucking thought of that.
As
Someone brought
It's
up
like-
something. What grade was Peter Parker in? Like, what? It's 5 years later.
How do we
But-
know? How do we know Ned got dusted?
that's what I want to know. How the fuck did all that school work?
Yeah.
Well,
Like the
people
entire
probably
school
didn't
What
show up
happened to
for
the rest of
5
the
years.
stars? That's a different show.
The North sends their regards. Anyways, back to the therapy session. I liked how they did it too.
It was
Okay,
very
so
accurate
that-
to what a therapy session is. A group therapy session.
Yeah.
But on top of that,
Laura
It made
should
me
know. She
feel
goes
like-
to one every time you're done recording.
I've been in therapy for 10 years. Shut up.
We are her therapy.
Yeah.
Not you guys. Like,
She
actual
yells at
therapy.
no. She yells at us, and that lets out all of her frustration for the day.
Oh, that's a joke. I still have way more frustration.
but
Or she
anyways,
slowly
getting
starts
back.
building up. But
that on.
well, you wait till the end to yell.
Like with the therapy session, it showed how the heroes were mortals at the end. Like they were blinded by basic stuff.
The light.
Yeah, actually, that's a good metaphor. Like I know you're trying to make a joke, but
They got
that's
dust in their
a
eyes.
metaphor. So that's when they pull a John Cena.
Off topic again.
Yeah.
But
So plus Scott Lang, or Ant-Man, whatever the fuck you want to call him. He escapes from the quantum realm, and I'll be honest, I didn't watch the last
I'm going
Ant-Man
to say
movie.
something.
I got
Okay.
something after Adam, by the way.
In all the simulations Doctor Strange saw in Infinity War, there was one with a rat walking across that machine. Just one.
Yep.
Like, I know he's mystical and all that.
No, there was probably multiple, but you have to think there was one in which they won, which is Iron Man sacrificing himself. But that rat bringing him out, they still could have lost many different ways with that.
Yep. Rat could have just peed on the machine, broke it, and no Ant-Man. Bam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that's
bam.
the whole thing. Like,
Are you
it's
trying
so
to say?
funny that
Are you trying to say the entire movie plot just evolves around rat pushing
Rat.
on the right button?
Yeah.
Basically, Doctor Strange is a god. We know that.
Yeah.
yeah.
All of this shit had to happen somehow.
Are we talking about Doctor
Yeah.
Strange? Are we talking about
Doctor Strange is a fucking god.
Are we talking
We're
about?
talking
I
about
thought we were
both.
talking about Ant-Man. Like,
We are.
We are talking about
We're
Ant-Man.
talking about
We're also
Ant-Man and the
talking
whole
about-
rat
talking-
scene and all.
Yeah. Fucking Strange had to see that happening and somehow choose that reality to fucking do.
He chose that reality. He took a risk. And as he said, there were, what, over 14 million or 13 million
Yeah.
scenarios that he saw?
Mhm.
And only one ended with them winning. And that one featured the rat walking across the machine, giving them the idea of time travel and all that. That's pretty impressive. And I think he knew what needed to be done.
Yeah.
That's why he gave the time stone up in Infinity War.
So
Yeah,
something I want to point out, by the way, I just thought of this now. Just imagine what bars were like, and the bartender just vanished, just in front of them, just turned to a pile of dust.
Free drinks.
And the police.
Free drinks.
That's something else we're not considering either. Going back to the beginning.
What about the prisoners in the jails?
Yeah. The prisoners, the police,
You guys
government.
What if someone just decided like they were gonna rob a bank and all the police just vanished?
What about the president?
You guys
Yeah.
are like
I-
severely like over like analyzing this entire like first like overhead shot.
It's
We're
just
just
a
saying.
baffling premise. Is the
What about the-
It's also something interesting to think about, considering like what if that actually happened?
Yeah, what if
Yeah.
half of it just disappeared? 3 of us fucking vanished from this chat.
Oh
know.
no.
Oh, we'd be
it's not
blaming
that
Laura.
Specific. It's like all of us.
I
can
know, I
This
know.
shred, technically.
But like, not all of us. Yeah, I get you. I get what
only
you mean.
one would
but
be
it
left
could.
at this point.
It could. Like it's based like, yeah.
I feel like if Laura was the last one left in this chat, she'd be like, finally some peace and quiet.
Yeah. No, I'd be like, oh, some peace and quiet. I miss
She's
Megan.
gonna have like no
Can
reaction.
Megan come back?
The first thing you do is
You'd
message
snap
Megan
your
and be
fingers
like, hey,
just to
the
get
guys
Megan
just
back.
vanished. Are you still alive?
No, correct.
It would turn out to be me.
But
God, no.
the opening shot, like, and going back to that, it's the perfect way to introduce us to the world 5 years later. Because I don't think anybody stopped to think about the police being taken out, the military, the governments, all that. We just focused on the heroes. And as Matt or Logan said, they sound alike to me. Like, what if that happened to us today or tomorrow in real life? How would we react? Which,
I'll probably move on with my day.
But
It
the
would
thing
all
is,
depend on who was gone and who wasn't in your life. Because think of the people whose the majority of their family, by some miraculous insanity, survived.
Like Ant-Man,
Yeah.
like he still had his daughter, who was
Well,
the one like
yeah.
extremely
Yeah.
main important person in his life.
And then you think
Yeah.
about the people who have the resentment because they're the last one of their family left.
Also,
like
so,
Hawkeye.
so I have a question here. Now, was Ant-Man supposed to be one of them? Did he,
No,
fucking
everyone
vanish
thought he vanished because he got
49%?
lost in the.
No, I know.
What was it?
I know.
Multi-realm or whatever.
No,
I know he did, but was
Here's what
was
happened.
Thanos supposed to kill? Like, was Thanos supposed to?
No.
Was Ant-Man supposed to be one of them that disappeared? Was it 51% that disappeared, or 49% that disappeared?
it was
That's my
50%
question.
because it was
Now he could have
50%.
still been he could still been the one that lived, and it would have still been 50%. But
Because
Think
quantum
about
realm
it.
doesn't work in our.
I get what you're saying.
yeah,
Universe.
Like,
What you're saying, Matt. And I can answer it because we can move on to the whole Ant-Man return scene.
All right, thank God.
Remember,
All right.
he was in the quantum realm. So time moves faster there, I believe.
Slower.
Faster or slower?
Slower.
One of the two.
Slower.
Slower.
Yeah.
5 hours.
yeah.
Okay, so it's slower. So you have to stop and realize what happened when Thanos snapped his fingers. Like, you wouldn't have been affected by that till later on.
So, quick question.
What?
Since the quantum realm is a lot slower than what happens in our realm, why did Janet Pym age?
Because
What
she
was
was
that?
in there for so long.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
She was in there for 30-something years in that time, which is still a lot, but it also deteriorates your body the longer you're in there, especially if things
Yeah,
malfunction with your suit.
All right.
Yeah, it really affects like.
Because I was gonna say, if 30 years out here in our time would be like 30 hours there.
I'm gonna overthink something again. Imagine how long Thanos snap took for fucking Ant-Man.
I really
think
don't
by the
want
time-
to, because
By the time Thanos snapped his fingers, he was just going into the quantum.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he
he's
was
all
inside of the quantum realm.
no, he was in the
He was
quantum
already
realm.
in the quantum realm when it happened.
Was he?
Yes.
'Cause we've
Yes.
seen that.
Yes, because that's right. Because he's
But
supposed
we've
to.
also seen in the movie in Infinity War when he snaps his fingers, there's a little delay effect going from after he snaps his fingers to people turning to dust.
Yeah.
So how do
Yeah,
we know
he
that
was-
he didn't already
He
snap?
was
his
in the
fingers?
quantum realm
No, he was in the quantum realm.
Alright.
because the Wasp, the new Wasp, was supposed to bring him out, I believe,
I mean, they're all.
but she turned to dust. So he was stuck in there.
How long of a delay was it? Is this like what was there a delay? How long of a delay was it? Those are the two questions you need to ask.
Mhm.
We love overthinking this as well.
Yeah, no crap.
Because
We're overthinking everything, and
All
Let's
right,
keep
so
doing it.
Ant-Man comes back from the quantum realm.
Yep.
and I want to talk about the whole move on part of the movie,
This
which
podcast
we should be coming up on.
Yeah, it's gonna be longer than Endgame.
Let's try to
We're
keep
in the end game.
on. This just
yeah, let's try
Main
to
points.
let's give the cliff notes.
Yeah.
Cliff notes for general.
Clip notes.
Yeah.
Thor's playing
you're
Fortnite.
skipping another
he's-
part of the movie again. You go.
I know.
Tony's
Why?
kid. We forgot Tony's kid.
Oh yeah, love you
We
3000.
weren't there
yeah.
yet, but okay.
No, we're not there yet, people.
No,
Ant-Man comes back
yeah, you're right. We're not there yet.
We're
Ant-Man
merely
comes
talking
back
about the
quantum realm.
first
That's like
idea
20 minutes
for
in.
time travel, correct?
Yes, we're not quite there yet. He
Oh,
gets
yeah.
to that Monument Park to see if his daughter's still alive. He finds out that he is quote, one of the missing. So he goes,
Yeah.
goes and looks for her. at her
That's
house.
like specific that's so super specific details.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you
not-
just kind of expect that.
And then we get to see Black Widow with her long hair again. That's red,
Yes.
not blonde.
Which I enjoyed.
Thankfully.
You also get to see how the remaining Avengers kind of
Are
took a
dealing
role
with it.
Live
up
out their
in
lives, yeah.
a lot of things.
Yep. Like Nebula became an Avenger.
Fucking Nebula's fantastic.
Yeah. Which I do want to touch on something really quick.
Your really quick touches end up taking 10 minutes, Adam.
Well,
It's
this one's
true.
gonna be pretty quick.
You keep saying that.
That's what you keep saying, yeah.
Yeah, the more you talk about, the longer it's gonna fucking take. Adam, talk.
Well,
Okay.
tell them to shut up.
Okay, sorry.
All of you fucks, shut up so Adam can talk.
Thank you, Laura. But anyway,
deliver a pizza ball.
I'm gonna kill someone.
I love how they did the whole reunion with Scott and his daughter. That actually felt genuine in a movie that we knew was fake. And that's hard to do in a lot of good movies.
Well, the whole Avengers timeline has felt
Genuine,
real.
even though it's
Correct.
like a fake movie.
That's why it's so good. That's why these movies are so good, because they feel almost real. That there's
You forget it's a movie.
Yeah.
You think you're in that world in a sense, which is why I've always loved Marvel. Between the comics and the cinematic universe, you can get lost in it and just feel.
Yeah, and before we end, I will make a quick note about something else. But that's for
So what are we up to now? So we talked about...
Stop
that's
going to Avengers.
yeah.
not going to Ant-Man going to
Okay,
fucking
Yeah.
I touched on the reunion with his daughter.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Quickly, might I add.
Which, by the way, that quick scene with Scott and the Hulk, where Hulk is taking, like, selfies with the kids. I really love that.
Yeah,
That was great.
the taco scene was one of my favorites.
Oh, my God.
Hulk for MVP for giving Scott his taco.
Two
Oh,
of
Also,
yeah.
them.
let's just not forget Hulk dabbed in the movie.
That was
Yeah.
great.
Also that.
I heavily enjoyed that.
I didn't.
The thing is, it wasn't all dark and depressing. They
Yeah.
also tried to add some semblance of light back into the universe. Kind
Yeah.
of.
That's the thing with with all of the Marvel movies. A lot of them have like a sense of like humor to them.
I didn't have an issue with the humor. I just thought some of it was a little poorly timed at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gratuitous.
It wasn't bad humor. I just thought like,
We'll get
why
to
are you
that.
making
Wait
me
another
jump?
minute, and it'd be perfect.
Yeah, it was just barely off, and it was fine. I didn't mind it because it's Marvel. It was very Marvel-esque jokes, so it was okay. But
And it comes up
Also,
with a period of time.
Did
so
anyone? What's up?
this time heist? I said I'm trying to get back on track.
Okay.
So I was saying so. Ant-Man comes up with his thing for time travel.
time heist.
Yeah. So time heist to steal the Infinity Stones.
And
And
undo the snap.
yes. So they go back to a 2012,
They don't
2013.
go back yet.
Oh, they
Not
don't.
yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not yet.
I'm sorry.
No,
Not
they're
yet.
They
planning.
do.
This is
okay,
when-
no, we're fucking missing a whole part where Natasha goes and gets Clint.
That's
Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
That's
I thought
later.
you said clit.
Clint.
It sounded a
Oh,
lot
no,
like
you
the.
idiot.
It sounded like you said clit, and I got really
You really
confused.
did.
It's Clint.
That's a little bit later on, Laura.
Oh,
This is the first attempt
Oh my gosh.
where they went to Tony first,
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
just-
yeah.
Oh yeah.
and then
Just-
went to talk to
Awesome.
Bruce / Hulk, and they were attempting with him. And essentially, that whole scene was actually the perfect representation of Hulk being one of the smartest guys, but not smart enough to understand the quantum realm. So they have to hold off on the entire idea because they can't do it.
They could do it. It
Just
didn't
not right.
work properly.
They could do it. They just couldn't do it correctly.
which is the same thing.
No, you said they couldn't do it, but
they couldn't do it. They could do it, but it didn't work properly.
Yeah.
Which if it doesn't work,
It was still
properly-
time travel. It was still time travel.
It just
they'd be fucked up in this as they time traveled.
Yes.
Yeah.
which means it wouldn't work.
It was working.
Remember-
you idiot.
Remember-
It was working.
Next time.
Hold up,
travel
hold up.
worked.
Let me explain. They needed to undo everything.
They needed
If
to
they didn't-
pinpoint where they went. Yes.
Yeah, they need to pinpoint
It
that.
didn't work.
But if they came back and they weren't able to undo the snap, it would have been all for nothing. Remember? So they had
Also,
to do
that
it
was a test.
perfectly. Yeah,
That wasn't even a
they
real
had to do
attempt.
it perfectly.
It still worked.
Otherwise, they'd be screwed.
It's not,
Everything had to be
Probably.
perfect, which I absolutely loved, because again, it made everything seem much more real. One fuck up here could lead to who knows how many people remaining dead. Which now brings us to a scene with Tony and Pepper that we're not skipping over.
Okay.
Because this was a touching moment when Tony does the whole runs the whole test on the supercomputer pretty much, and his daughter's spying on him, and he swears, she swears, and as well, he bribes her with something, I forget what.
No, she doesn't. He doesn't bribe her. She uses extortion.
Yeah, she uses extortion like a Stark would.
Yeah, she
Bribe,
does.
What were you
extortion.
thinking about? What was I thinking about? Juice pops. I was thinking about juice pops.
Okay. I always get those two
You can't
confused
say
for-
shit.
That's mommy's word. She coined it. It's hers. She owns it.
She owns it, yeah. Don't make mommy mad. That won't be good.
But
Whispers
That
under his
leads to-
breath. You little shit.
that leads us to a moment I absolutely loved in the movie. As Tony's putting Morgan to bed, and she
Oh, no.
says,
Oh,
I
that's
love
the
you
best fucking scene in the
3000.
movie.
Oh, I love you 3000. Oh.
I'm not crying. I just
Best
got
scene in the
something in my
movie.
eye.
It
It
really
hurts
was.
more now for obvious
Oh, yeah, no
reasons that we'll
shit.
discuss
It
later.
does. It really
But
does.
it hurts me more particularly for other reasons.
It hurts her in her
Yeah.
lady parts.
First
No, not that.
Alright.
The emotionally traumatizing parts.
First
Yes.
time,
Yeah.
First time doing that movie through, I had. Okay, someone left. But
That was Logan.
after
Yeah.
is after said like I'm seeing the movie second time and Tony says it at the end. I can tell honestly tell you I was like I almost let a tear drop. I was like that's real sad because I've seen this and it's just so sad. So
Alright.
Yeah, but it led to another great scene where after he sees that time travel could work, Pepper comes out and he says it to her point blank, like, if you want me to stop, I'll stop. And she says, stopping you has been one of the few failures in my life. Pretty much telling him, go ahead and do it.
Yep.
Which
and then there's also the whole thing where he's like, I could just throw this in like something tells me I should just lock this up.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Yeah, never. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But he wouldn't be
Where
able to
he
live with
tells her-
himself.
Will you get
Yeah.
any rest?
And Pepper's response, as I said, was perfect. Because it's her coming to terms with him being a superhero, for lack of a better way of
You
phrasing
mean the
it.
best superhero?
I mean,
We can't get into that debate right now. We really can't.
yeah,
No, we can't.
but that leads us to
To the funny one.
to
Probably
when
one of the
Tony
funny
goes
scenes.
to
Probably one of the funny-
Avengers.
No, you're forgetting about the scene where they tested. Time
Oh my
travel.
No, we
God.
covered that.
Yeah, we covered that. They did that after they met Tony.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
No.
okay. I know which one you're talking about now, yes.
Yeah,
Well,
they did that
Ant-Man's
after
come
they
back
met
at
Tony.
different age. No. Or Ant-Man comes back
Yeah.
at different age. That's before Tony gets there.
Yeah, but they did that after, like, you see Tony scene with his daughter, and then he drives there right
Yeah.
after that. Like, he shows up
Nobody
right
does
after
it.
that. Yeah, he does.
What the fuck are you
Because
talking
they're
about?
standing
No.
in front of the fucking machine.
No, he wasn't.
He
Ant-Man
wasn't.
was standing in front of the machine.
Oh, wait, no.
and they're-
Yeah, no, Ant-Man was
No.
eating his tacos.
No.
No, oh my
You
god,
said
this
when
is
Ant-Man was-
fucking moving.
Shut the
Wait.
fuck up, Matt, and listen to what I'm saying. Okay? Before Tony gets there, they go ahead with Hulk running the whole simulation. Like,
Yeah, we talked
you
about
can't
that.
do it? No, I can't do it. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, we're good. And then he comes back at like 3 different.
Yeah, we
Ant-Man,
talked about
Ant-Man,
that.
Ant-Man,
We just
Ant-Man.
discussed this.
Joe, we talked about that.
We talked about the fact that you said it didn't work, and we're saying it did work.
Yeah,
didn't
we
go into
talked about it.
detail on it.
'Cause we-
And then there was a funny scene where he's like, "I don't know who peed in my pants. Pants. I don't know who me or young
Well,
me.
you guys wanted the cliff notes?
me."
See,
Remember?
To be
If
fair,
we continue
Adam is
with this
correct.
shit-
We need to go quick. If we go scene by scene, we're gonna be here for 6 fucking
we're
hours.
gonna be here for the whole movie if we
All
go
right,
scene
so
by
Tony-
scene.
So Tony
All right,
shows
so
up.
go on.
Yay.
Tony
Okay.
shows up, and they start actually building and
Start getting-
Getting and
stuff
getting everyone
almost.
back.
And it fucking
getting
works.
everyone back, which is where then we see Natasha go and get Clint, Hawkeye, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Okay, I will point out there was the scene where fucking Hawkeye went back and saw his family and like hurt his daughter.
That's after we get the.
That's after Clint comes back! I'm actually gonna fucking
Oh yeah,
murder
yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. No, you're right.
Oh
I
god.
didn't know what part we were on. I thought you had skipped all the way to the fucking
No.
time travel shit where they tested.
No, not yet.
No.
I
We're-
thought that's where you were at, Laura.
We're getting the
Don't
cliff
kill me.
notes.
Not yet, anyway.
We're
Don't
getting the
kill
cliff
me.
notes.
All
Okay.
right, so
So they go and get Clint, emotional wreck, in Japan.
Badass scene. Ronan.
Yeah, right.
And it's actually funny when they get Clint because he asks them not to give him hope.
Why is that
And
funny?
I think
That's
I-
sad, Adam.
Oh, yeah,
Adam's
it
a
is.
psychopath. Jesus.
I
But
That's
really
it's
sad.
also
that.
very true. When someone has been fighting for something for so long, especially with Clint, he did all these things when he was a SHIELD agent to protect his family,
Mhm.
and suddenly
Yeah.
he can't.
They're all gone.
When you don't have that hope anymore, or when someone continuously gives you hope, that knocks you down, especially when family is concerned.
Yeah. And we're also talking about the fact that also in him.
Okay, Joe, you're really low and
he's
breaking
coming
up
out.
my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go and get Thor. He's an emotional wreck.
He's also playing Fortnite.
Thor wasn't playing Fortnite. The big rock guy was playing Fortnite.
Korg.
Court.
Cord
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, Cord was.
And then he
So
yells
great.
at the kid, and I thought that was funny.
That's great.
Which, if you think Fat Thor isn't best Thor, you're wrong. You deserve to be in your wrongness. And
He's
I
not
want
Thor,
nothing
he's
to do-
Lebowski.
He's Thorbowski.
Thorbowski, best Thor.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so after that, I believe that's. Now
Then
did
they
he
all
get?
there.
Then
to
they're
the,
actually finally all gathered together
Alright.
and they test it, and there's the kind of argument of who's going to be the one testing it.
And
And Clint
It's
essentially goes, I have nothing else to lose. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Fuck
And-
it. Yeah.
He goes back and he sees
right
his
before
And it
the
family.
works.
snap.
And it works.
Yeah.
It works perfectly, and he hears his kids and his wife and all that, and he's taken away right before he could see them again.
He comes back a nervous wreck. Or just a wreck, not a nervous wreck, just a wreck. And yeah, it's very sad though. But hey, the time machine works, you know, that's good. So he didn't die, which is always nice. So
Yeah, and he didn't come back as a different age. Everything
Now
went
they're-
perfect.
now they're just like, hey, it works. We made these slick looking, like, new kind of like time travel suits. And then they go back in time to 2012. A banner laying.
They split up, I believe.
Yeah, they split up. Ant-Man, the Hulk, Captain America, and Iron Man travel to 2012.
During the first Avengers
It's literally
movie.
just the first Avengers.
Yeah.
It's right at the. It's
Yeah.
the shit that we didn't see in the first Avengers.
The only
Yeah.
Correct.
addition was the Sanctum Sanatorium or whatever it's called.
You were right.
Wow, I haven't seen Doctor Strange. And that scene was great because the Ancient One trusted Doctor Strange even back then. So after it was revealed he gave the time stone up, and she said, "You must have reason. He's the best of us."
He's
That's
supposed to
what
be the best
persuaded-
of us.
Yeah. Whatever. That's what made her give them the time stone, which is actually probably one of the better scenes in the movie. Not the best, but one of the better scenes.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of pulls some stuff from Infinity War together of why Strange just kind of gave it up. Because
Yeah.
it was the catalyst for that one scenario to work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And from
Wait.
there we get to see Cap fighting Cap,
Yep.
which is great.
That's America's,
America's
ass.
America's ass.
America's
Oh yeah,
ass,
yeah, we get that line. It's
America's
great.
ass. And Tony and fucking Ant-Man managed to lose the other one to Loki.
I was gonna say, and
He's
then
the
Loki,
Tesseract.
Loki just kind of
Tesseract.
runs off with the Tesseract.
Loki pieces out.
Which I'll talk about after we're done. Because
That does beg a question.
I don't remember what happens after that, but
what happens after that is, like, you get the stories of the others.
Yeah.
yeah, we
Thor
go
and Rocket
to
Raccoon.
Rocket
Yeah.
Raccoon and Gamora.
Thor.
Or
Thor. Gamora.
Thorbowski.
Not Gamora. Thorbowski.
Bowski,
And
Bowski,
Clint, and then Clint and Natasha.
And Rhodey and
Nebula.
Nebula.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and
And that's kind of where you get to see the second kind of plot point of the movie, besides them trying to fix everything. It's how everything could have gone wrong again.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Which,
And
spoiler alert, it does.
It does, yeah. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert, it always does.
Oh,
It's
it-
the Avengers.
it goes to hell.
It absolutely goes
Yep.
wrong, but we're not there yet. So
We're not. You can't say that yet!
So let's talk about a little scene that most probably wouldn't have even thought of. Natasha is sacrificing herself so they get the Soul Stone.
Honestly, I expected it when it was Clint and Natasha going.
Yeah.
Because Natasha's always been, I have red in my ledger, I want it gone. That was her putting to rest the red in her ledger. That
Yep.
was, Clint's gonna go and have a great family, and he's gonna tell stories of Auntie Nat, and you're gonna make those memories last.
Okay, I want to point something out. I know a lot of people really ship those two hard, like everyone in the fucking world and their brother probably.
No,
But there were the select few people. Trust me, there were.
I know.
But I love the fact that they played it off, like, because for a bit there, I thought they were going to go the route of these two are clearly, you know, in love with each other, you know, since the world went to shit.
to
They've always
me
had
were like
feelings
brother
for
and
each other.
sister.
No, they're fucking brother and sister.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
weird.
fucking awesome, and I loved it so much.
Cool.
It wasn't fucking, you know, let's bang. It was,
Thank God it wasn't, because that'd be weird.
I got your back, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
They
touching
brothers
on
in arms.
that, remember when they said that we tell them they have to move on, but we can't? Natasha was one of the two who couldn't move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by sacrificing herself, she realized to move on, I have to risk everything. And she did. Wait,
I got a plot. I
Which
got a
was
plot point
great.
I'd like to bring up after the whole climax. We gotta hurry up because I gotta go.
okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
So we're gonna.
No, it was after the climax. So let's just keep going.
Okay.
Keep chugging along.
Oh, the Nebula climax, I'm gonna assume.
Oh, yeah.
About the entire movie climax.
Joe's
Oh,
climax.
There.
Yeah, we're gonna
So-
have to.
We have to cover
Wait.
Joe's climax.
Alright,
Thor
so-
and Rocky Raccoon was just Thor getting the
Thor not
What do
doing
you-
anything except
Thor
getting-
getting mobbed
No.
is what happened. Thor's
We're talking
mom
about-
essentially gave him a
Yeah.
talking to and everything went okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
Rocket got the stone and they left. Done.
Done.
yeah,
Oh, Mjolnir came back.
Oh yeah, we got Mew
Yeah.
back.
We got Mew Mew.
Mew.
and then Rhodey and Rhodey and Nebula. Which
Also, Ultimate Bro
they
TP.
said,
Both of them, they're great.
Yeah.
yeah,
So he's an idiot.
Wait, what?
pretty much.
That's my favorite one. He's just like sitting there. He's like, so he's an idiot.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's great.
but that led to Nebula getting captured and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. And no, that comes with it. And then Tony Stark and Captain America have
Cap.
to go back in time, even further in time to the
Like-
70s, where
Which
Stanley's driving a
features
car.
Stanley's final cameo. Rest in peace.
Not
Oh, that's
final,
right.
No, he's in
Yeah.
I think he's in
Yeah. Far From Home.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
really?
in Far From Home.
Oh,
which according to Kevin Feige is the official ending to Phase 3. So there you go.
oh wow. Okay.
Which might bring what I'm going to talk about after the movie to fruition, but that's after.
All right, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Not gonna be able to
See you,
get
Joe.
I'll talk about it
Okay,
later.
see you, Joe.
Okay, see you.
Later.
Bye.
So after that, Stark and Captain America, they're in 1970. Stark meets his dad, like in the process of that, which is a good little
Good snip.
conflict. It's a good snip.
It was a snippet.
Just a little snippet
Yeah,
of movie.
It's good. So I don't know. Can someone
Cap
tell?
sees Peggy for a bit, and
Yep.
that was
Yeah, Cap
Beautiful.
Cap
And
gets to see Peggy in her element.
Yeah,
He kind of just
And
scares
you
at her
get-
through the blinds.
Howard Potts.
Howard Potts.
Yes,
Howard
they do.
And then-
Potts, that's right.
And
Yeah,
then
Tony
we're
Stark died.
introduced
Howard Potts didn't.
Yes,
Keep that in
but
mind.
then
I think that's kind of really the only the other
Well-
part with Tony as dad, you get to see
Jarvis.
how also Jarvis, but you kind of get to
Jarvis.
see Tony kind of understanding how scared his dad was to be his father.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
I think after seeing that, he realized his dad would do anything for him, and he'd do anything for Morgan.
Exactly.
So
And
a thought
Jarvis
just occurred.
was great.
I'll let Adam finish.
Go ahead.
So thinking about Jarvis got me thinking just now. You know, Jarvis was his old cab driver. You know, Howard's
The old
like
butler,
partner
pretty
in
much.
crime, butler, whatever he wanted to be. Like Happy is Iron Man. Well, what if? Or no. Picture this: Morgan's all grown up. She's the head of Stark Industries. I don't really know, or she is like the new Iron Man. Is Happy? Fucking
Is Happy
the new
the
Jarvis?
outfit?
Correct.
Is Happy the new
Happy's always been
Jarvis?
Jarvis. Happy was Tony's Jarvis.
No. Well, yeah, he was Tony's Jarvis, but he wasn't Jarvis.
Oh,
You
okay,
know what
I
mean?
understand. what you're saying.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Is he? Yeah,
Probably.
that would
probably
be cool
would.
as shit.
But then we get the whole removal of the PIM particles from Nebula, given to Bad Nebula, blah blah blah. And then we get to them returning and Clint telling them that Natasha sacrificed herself. They prepare to undo the snap.
There was also the issue of Thanos knowing that shit was going
Yeah.
down.
Correct.
Which
Yeah.
happened.
Again, Nebula's PIM particles given to Bad Nebula, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, Thor wanted to be the one who snapped his fingers, but Hulk
Wasn't
told him
strong
no.
enough.
Yeah.
And as Thor said, the effect would be gamma radiation,
Mhm.
which is what he suffered. So
He
took,
perfected it.
yeah, pretty much. Because he snapped his fingers, everyone came back, all was right for about 5 minutes.
No,
Yeah.
shit.
5 minutes.
Then a
Well,
giant.
five of them.
It's great because it's just like muted, and then it's just a giant like boom once the actual missile hits. It's great.
Yeah.
You hear the birds
And it's
tweeting.
perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
Clint's wife calls him. It was beautiful.
we did it. We did it. Oh, missile hit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
more
wait,
missile.
Thanos is back.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait,
Oh, crap.
wait. We have to
Oh.
do so much.
Okay, first off, I want to say something. Look, I know it's a Marvel movie, but how did every single person survive that?
What do you mean?
Like the building collapsing. Even like Ant-Man, who doesn't
Well,
really have like powers per se.
Ant-Man can literally shrink down to subatomic size, so
Yeah.
he wouldn't get crushed.
And ants are stronger than you think.
That
And
and they're
he's stronger
also
than-
wearing their suits,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, which still have
Oh,
some
yeah.
dark tech
okay.
in it.
And Ant-Man
Oh,
can
yeah.
literally turn into a black hole if he wanted to. Just gonna put that out there.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Never mind never mind it.
So
We get what
thus
you're
we
going
see the biggest
Yeah, we-
game of hot potato ever.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This last like fight scene,
This was what.
one of the last ones. This one's great.
Yeah.
Such an epic battle.
Like, just the original Avengers minus Hulk and. Well, actually, yeah, the original Avengers, if we're being honest.
It was all of them.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, it was all of them.
But
Well,
at first it
minus
was
Nat,
just.
but yeah.
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 Before the other show,
yeah.
it was just Captain
Yeah,
America,
it was Cap,
Thor,
Iron
and.
Man, Hawkeye,
Yeah.
Thor.
No, Hawkeye wasn't there.
Hawkeye
He was
wasn't there.
He was running with
Yeah.
the gauntlet underground.
Yeah, he
This
had
was-
the.
In
yeah.
the final fight in the first Avengers movie, he was with the Avengers.
Yeah, no, we're
Yeah,
talking about this one now. Currently, at this
Yeah.
moment in time, he's
Yeah.
running underground away from the alien.
Oh
dog.
yeah. That's what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's
I'm
the-
like, wait, what?
It's the the OG Avengers minus Nat, Hawkeye, and all them, as I was saying. And it was done perfectly. Because you thought Thanos was going to beat them and kill them. Because he broke Cap's vibranium shield.
Shield.
Yes.
Yeah. Then Thor's being pushed back by Thanos. And all of a sudden you see Mjolnir flying towards someone.
Oh my god.
Yes! The prophecy!
Yes. No. Okay.
Everyone in my theater fucking screamed.
Same.
It's great.
I want to point this out. That scene made me realize that Captain America is hands down the best combatant, and like, the rest, like Scarlet
Yes.
Witch, not the most powerful necessarily, because Hulk's more powerful. But he's Hulk. He
Thor's
has
a
superpowers. Thor's a god. Scarlet Witch is probably
A witch.
the second most powerful, if I'm being honest. But Captain America is by far the best fighter.
Correct.
And that scene
Yeah.
proved it.
He can adapt in any fighting situation.
Yep. He
And it's
fucking-
even better if... Sorry to cut you off, Matt.
No, go
But
ahead.
do you remember in Age of Ultron when Thor wanted them to lift Mjolnir to see if they were worthy? You guys remember that?
Yeah,
Yep.
it came up a bit for Cap faked it.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
So he was worthy back then, but didn't want to show Thor up.
And
So now-
also, yeah.
Vision didn't mind it though.
Yeah.
Vision said, fuck you.
Vision.
But
Yeah.
at that moment in time, Thor was still of the fact that, oh, I'm the best, I'm a god, this, that, and the other. It had to take, I don't know
Yeah.
how many more movies for Thor to be like, oh, fuck yeah, you can do that now.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think Thor realized it afterwards. But it was so perfect because, literally, Thanos didn't expect it. So, they had one last trump card. The fact that Cap could wield Mjolnir.
And the axe if you and fucking Stormbreaker if you wanted to.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he did hold it.
He did.
Yeah.
And in
did,
one of
yeah.
the best scenes.
Give me that back, this one's yours.
This
Yeah.
one's little. I want the big one.
Yeah.
Like, I just love that. And as the other Avengers showed up, they wanted to get the
God,
gauntlet.
that scene was epic.
That
Yeah.
scene was great. I love how they actually had everyone come, because you just see the one sling circle, and then
Oh
it's
my
about
God, yes.
50 sling circles.
Yeah.
And just from the moment that started and everyone started walking out to the moment Cap said Avengers Assemble, there was not a goddamn word
Yeah.
anywhere.
Well,
And I think that was perfect.
Fun fact about that. That was the first time in any Avengers movie that the words Avengers Assemble were
Exactly.
said.
oh, that's great.
Like, you could have chosen a more perfect time.
Yeah.
Because you know that's going to get a large cheer. And
It did.
with it being at the climax
Yep.
of arguably their greatest movie,
Do you mean Joe's
It's pretty-
climax?
No, we don't.
no, we're not talking
Um,
about disappointment.
No.
Ouch.
But the best part of this scene is easily not the best part, but when Spider-Man hugged like Iron Man again, I'm just like, I was crying at that scene. I was like, oh my
that
god,
whole
I
fucking
couldn't cry
place,
at
I was
all.
crying. Yeah.
oh my.
I couldn't
Oh,
cry. 'Cause I had
what
a
are we
pit
talking
not that
about?
bad.
Spider-Man
When-
hugging Stark when
And
he came
Stark
back.
actually hugging him back.
Oh my god, yeah. I
Oh,
really
yeah.
cried. I really did. And that's even worse because we'll get to that in just a minute.
Yeah.
But
All the fucking, the reunions, Gamora and Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Gamora.
Well, not
Not his
really a
Gamora.
reunion.
That is Gamora. That's not Gamora.
Yeah.
But it's still a reunion. Like, if
Yeah.
Jack Gamora doesn't know him, God, I
Oh,
hope they
yeah.
fucking hook up and...
Fucking Nebula being there. This is the guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
yeah.
But
Then Captain Marvel shows up and
yeah.
Dude, the
That's
head. Okay, say what you want. The scene where Thanos headbutts her and she's just like, nah.
The fuck, bitch. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great. It,
What was
Yeah.
But
that? Like,
honestly,
That
if
was
she
good.
would have showed, honestly, I was angry that she wasn't in a lot of it, but if she had showed up sooner, it wouldn't have had the same type of feeling to it. Like the
Exactly.
whole movie.
because they have this. Yes, they have a Superman character that could probably kill Thanos in 2 punches if she really wanted to, but at the same time, it would have been way too easy. It's fucking Captain Marvel. Like, the bitch can fly in space.
It's gotta be the best description
Fly
of
in
Captain Marvel
space.
I've ever heard. Bitch can fly in space.
Which is canon bullshit.
It's not bullshit. No, she's like a.
It
Yeah,
is
but-
Bad
kind
bitch.
of bullshit.
But anyways, after
we
that
can
happens,
discuss that later.
there's a huge kind of like hot potato with the Stark
We finally
with the
get
real
the
Infinity Gauntlet?
insta-kill
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And
What insta-kill?
for Spider-Man.
Oh
Karen,
yeah.
evacuate instinct. Oh, it is. Words are hard.
There.
Activate
Oh, yeah,
instant kill.
instant kill.
Thank God I fucking knew those words.
There you go.
That scene was cool. That was cool.
Also,
Yeah.
Peter just going, "Hi, I'm Peter Parker," and Captain Marvel just going, "Hi, Peter Parker," and
Yeah.
then just
Yeah.
continuously
Dude.
flinging Spider-Man just around.
Yeah, that was great.
I think Spidey found his new mommy.
Yeah.
I mean,
mean-
his dad's dead now, so
Speaking of, let's get to that.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
actual
So Stark-
like, I don't mean his mommy. I mean his mommy.
He
Oh,
grabbed.
I hate all of
I
it.
know what you
Well,
mean.
keep
He's
moving
a
on,
goddamn-
we
So
can't.
he-
It's almost
he's a
been an
goddamn
hour.
cougar.
Let's go.
So Stark, he grabs the Infinity Gauntlet, snaps his fingers. Thanos like
This-
we
okay.
can't do.
All right.
Just we can't
More
just do
fighting.
that.
Okay,
We
more
skipped Black Panther.
fighting.
There's some awesome Black Panther shit too that.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's that, but we get to a point to where it looks like the tides are turning slightly, but not enough. And you see Tony look at Doctor Strange, and when the gauntlet is kind of in their path, and
Yeah.
Strange says, "One,"
One.
and Stark immediately goes to the gauntlet.
Yeah.
But Thanos gets it and puts it on his hand. And Stark prevents him from
Snapping.
snapping his fingers,
He grabbed like all the.
but he
Infinity
also did
Stones.
something else.
Carol Danvers did that too. In Marvel,
Yeah,
a couple
But
times actually. I
when
think Thor
Tony
did it
did
once
it-
too.
Captain America did last in Infinity War, but we're talking Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame. Yep.
But anyway,
Tony essentially took the Infinity Stones off the one gauntlet and put them on
Created
his
a new
own
one.
Iron Man gauntlet.
When Thanos snaps, you could
Nothing
hear
happens.
the gasp
Yeah.
of everyone in the fucking
Yep.
audience.
Yeah. It's been like.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Um.
but
What
that
was
gives
his, like-
us the best lines.
Oh my god.
I
Oh,
am
that's the best line of the
inevitable.
movie.
Then
Iron Man.
yeah, right as Tony snaps, I am Iron Man. Which,
Boom.
if you watch the first Iron Man movie, how does that end?
I am Iron Man.
I'm Iron Man.
So it was a fitting ending.
Yeah, it's the best ending that this era of the Marvel or
Yeah.
the MCU could have.
And
Yeah,
then I
and
just really want to touch on the funeral scene real quick.
Yeah.
Oh
We will-
god,
we will.
I wanted to cry
I just-
so badly.
Okay.
I just want to talk
Yeah.
about something. Like, Pepper telling Tony right after his snap that he can rest. That was
Oh god.
when he really died.
And then Peter essentially
Yeah,
saying Mr. Stark and then my
Oh.
heart hurt.
Mr. Stark,
Yeah.
we won.
Oh god.
Mr. Stark, we did it. Tony, you can rest now.
I also saw something that took the screen grabs of you see Cap's face while all of Thanos' army is disappearing, and then you see it immediately when he sees Tony, and it's just the complete opposite.
Yeah.
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 which there's a reason for that. But
These two are like fucking brothers. Like, think about it. They were literally, they fought like brothers. They fucking, you know, stood by each other's side like brothers. They were brothers the whole time, even though, you know.
even though they didn't believe in the same thing, they were brothers.
They still cared about each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because at the funeral, which Laura once touched on, the whole, I don't know what he calls what he had in his chest.
Arc reactor.
Yeah, the arc reactor is there, and it's just proof Tony Stark had a heart.
That was his gift to Pepper during the first movie, after he made her kind of help him change out for what he had to the arc reactor.
Yeah, and you know,
yeah,
I love the fact this was pointed out to me. He had his thing removed, right? Like he had his life saved. He had the shrapnel removed, and he didn't have to wear the thing anymore. He still had an arc reactor on.
Yeah,
because he is Iron Man.
Yep.
Once he became Iron Man, he wasn't Iron Man, or he wasn't Tony Stark anymore. He was Iron Man. That was him. That was his identity.
And you think about it.
That was beautiful.
If you think about it, Iron Man cared about everyone more than Tony Stark could.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Whenever he has the Iron Man mantle on, and it's definitely showing for one, you kind of get the first glimpse of it during the first Avengers movie where he goes into the wormhole. You see how he's willing to risk everything, and in this instance, he risked not being able to see Morgan again when his first kind of thing to Cap was, none of this is going to change.
Yeah.
I still want my family.
Yep. And this is why I believe personally that Iron Man is actually the most powerful Avenger. Power-wise, he's not. Okay, don't get me wrong. Hulk could kick his ass. Thor could kick his ass.
But
he wouldn't stop fighting. He wouldn't stop fighting. He could be beaten to a bloody pulp. Stop fighting. He is the embodiment of Captain America's I can do this. He is that.
Besides, that's why him and Cap butt heads so much, is because they both are like that, though.
Yeah,
in that sense of Tony goes so much more above and beyond for other people. Yeah, Cap goes above and beyond for other people, but it's also, if you're part of my circle, you're first priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you see that in the first Captain America movie when he jumps on the dummy grenade.
Yeah.
But the entire funeral, I'm going to say this, but I think it was done more to compare to, not to compare to anything real, but done as a tribute to Stan Lee. Because if you stop and think about it, Iron Man and Spider-Man would probably be the two most well-known Marvel characters right now.
Right now, they definitely weren't at the time. Oh, Spidey was. Spidey was pretty famous. Iron Man was so obscure that like they just grabbed this random superhero out of obscurity and are like, here's this. But Spidey was his child almost. So was Iron Man. Like they were his.
Yeah.
Those were his creations. He kept those in his hands as long as he could.
Yeah. And that's why in games like, you know, the Lego Marvel games, the three things that Stan Lee can do is Hulk, fling webs, and put on Iron Man armor.
Yeah.
But I think it was done as a tribute to Stan Lee, just because without his heart or will to continue, we wouldn't have gotten this.
Yeah.
I bet they legitimately, like, I bet everyone actually, like, there were actual real tears, not just, you know, because of Tony, you know, in the movie, the character in the movie, that, like, his Marvel career ending, but they were real tears from the actors, because I'm sure they realize this too.
It's the end of an era, essentially, and
It's
Yeah.
more than the
Yeah.
end of an era. Not just the Marvel era, like the MCU, like they've been building to this.
Yeah.
It's the end of a guy that all of them love so much. So all
they
of them
interacted
held
with
him
so closely.
dearly.
Yeah.
And not just our Robert Downey Jr. I'm fucking talking about Stan Lee at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they all worked closely. He was an executive producer. He oversaw everything except, like, not, like, you know...
He oversaw a majority of it.
He didn't really do much, but he didn't need to. He was an executive producer.
He was
Yeah.
there to
Oversee
make
shit.
sure that his vision was done well in his eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for me, the whole funeral scene, it definitely has the embodiments of Stan Lee, and you see the Iron Man character and all of that, but just the pan out and down through everyone's faces, you can see
Yeah.
almost real grief. And that, like, one, amazing acting, but two, definitely has
No, that was
to do with
actual
it's
feelings. That wasn't acting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no way that was acting. That was
There's no way,
legitimate
is what I was getting
sadness.
to, is there's no way that they weren't feeling those emotions. And as someone who's been to more funerals I can count, every emotion that was on their face or any ending that you've come to, that's how it feels. And toward the end of the funeral scene, you see Happy and Morgan talking, and that got me
About the love
so
of
hard.
cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Not even just cheeseburgers, but
Yeah.
you see people talking to Morgan about her dad and stuff like that. And that hits home for me very much. Because that was me at however old. So, like, that, everything ties well together at the end. And then it's a good kind of ending to where you still get to see some of the things that are going to move forward with Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, I want to talk about the other, I won't say funeral, but the other big ending.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
No,
So,
I wanted to fucking cry. Like, I couldn't.
Did cry. I definitely
I wanted
cried.
to. I would have cried had I not had to piss so goddamn bad. I would have been bawling my eyes
You're
out.
weak.
No, I'm fucking powerful because I fucking sat through that without taking a piss. That's
So
pretty
did I, and I
impressive.
still cried.
I couldn't cry. I'm not much of a crier. That helps as well. But
So we're talking about Captain America
Yeah.
going back in time.
So
right?
after the whole
Yeah.
funeral, we get to see Cap having to go and replace all the stones that were taken. And from there, you kind of see he doesn't come back when he's supposed to. And you see Sam visibly
so
freaking
cool.
out. You see
He goes
Sam
back in
and
a
Hulk
different place.
visibly freaking out, and you see Bucky just kind of having the realization almost of
he
what's
knew where
happening.
he needed
I
to
think-
be when
I
he
think
needed
Bucky
to be
knew.
there, and I thought that
He
was
had
cool
a
as
date.
shit. He
Yeah.
had a date.
Yeah.
which, his line at the end,
I'm gonna go get one of those lives.
yeah, one that Tony talked about so
Yep.
much. Like, you stop and think about it. Captain America and Iron Man, those were the first two MCU movies.
Yep.
So this was before the first Avengers pretty much shattered every expectations. We only expected 3 movies from them, and they'd be done and over with. So, Endgame...
Fuck, we didn't even expect 3 movies. When Iron Man came out,
Yeah.
we didn't even expect. We didn't know what to expect. We just expected
Yeah.
a couple Iron Man movies, and we're like, okay, this is done.
Yeah, exactly. It's like how the older Spider-Man movies were all kind of standalone. It was, oh, this is just they're gonna try and do something, and it's not gonna take off.
And after Captain America talks about getting the life that Tony talked about, that made me go back to the first Captain America movie. he was taken out
Which I
of
bought.
his life.
Yep.
So
Man out of time.
yeah, so him going back and reliving it, that to me was more emotional than Tony's death, just because he finally got to live the life he was meant to live. Okay, instead of being out of time.
And I see that for a lot of people. You know, Captain America. It's a life that, like, you felt for Cap when he crashed and burned. You didn't really feel, or when he crashed at the end of the first one and went to, you know, and he missed his date and all that. You felt for him.
Yeah.
And there really wasn't that in the first Iron Man movie. The first Iron Man movie just kind of ended compared to that. Whereas Cap lost his whole life. Like, he had built a relationship. He had his best friend, Bucky, who was gone.
Who he thought died.
He thought died at the time, but
Bucky died, but okay.
still, you get what I mean. Like, that was his life. He had in life. He had a girlfriend. He had an awesome job being this kick-ass superhero back. Like, he was a military. He would have been a fucking military commander. I'm sure he would have done all kinds of things.
Yeah, and it's even more impactful when you stop and think how he died. He died crashing a plane built. In a sense, he did, because he lost that life.
He died that, like, yeah.
He got frozen in time, which essentially killed his former, like, timeline.
Yeah.
That technically, yeah. Yes. So we get that, but
Yeah, he crashed a plane with Tesseract bombs. Like, stop and think about that as well.
and
Because Infinity War, sorry to cut you off, Matt.
no, I'm gonna cut you off here in a second anyway.
Okay, but there was a line about from Red Skull about him holding a stone in his hand, but it didn't. But he wasn't able to wield it. Like, that's the impressive thing.
Yeah. But then, you know, it's the thing. A lot of people are crying. Like, I get the emotion behind Captain America. My favorite character in Marvel, outside of Deadpool, in all of Marvel,
Falcon?
is Iron Man.
Yeah.
The Iron Man movie is it's personally my favorite. It's the favorite for a lot of people.
Especially because I just love Robert Downey Jr.
And he's such a good actor.
But,
so
like, yeah.
And this hit just personally, like, because I was happy for Cap. I like Cap. You know, he's a great hero. Personally, I was happy for Cap. I'm like, oh, that's nice. It actually kind of killed any chance I had of crying, because I'm like, oh, that's nice. It's kind of cool. I was happy for him.
Fair enough.
Growing up with, I fucking took a night. I saw the first Iron Man movie. I'm like, I have to watch them all before Infinity War. I sat down and watched every single Iron Man movie in one day.
Oh, you watched 3. I feel bad for you.
Dude, 3 is great. So is 2. I love them all.
Yeah.
You don't understand this. Iron Man, like...
Speaking of that Captain America scene, what do you think of him giving his shield to Falcon?
It makes
happened
sense to me.
I can't
Him
wait
at
for
the very end.
Falcon Cap.
The one issue I had
happened in
with
the
the whole
To be
series,
Captain Falcon.
not that. That's cool. The one issue I had is there was no closure. Bucky and Steve. They grew up together. They did all of this together, and I think in this movie they may have spoken to each other one sentence, if that. There was no closure to it, and that's the issue I had.
They had their closure in Civil War.
No. I meant, like, their bro closure. Like, they had some type of, like, semi-stable 100-year-old man in Infinity War, but you don't get to see the two characters I've always loved have been Bucky and Steve. So it's, for those of us who, I grew up reading those comics, to see, it was just a disconnect. That's just my issue with it.
That's fair. But counterpoint to it, when Bucky told Falcon to go talk to Steve, that first thing that came to my mind was, Bucky knew what he was
Oh
doing.
yeah, no doubt about that. I knew that. Bucky like half smirked and was like, "Go talk to him." And or Sam was confused. Bucky knew what he did because Bucky understands that he would rather go back to that time too. Most likely, he would rather go back to where he wasn't a brainwashed assassin anymore.
Yeah.
But he can't, because he still has the semblance of... I could turn around and kill anyone whenever I wanted.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want that anymore. And he can't get rid of that.
And you have to think, if he goes back, I mean, you know Hydra's going to use him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's the thing. I think once Captain America told him what he was planning, he was all for it. Because he realized he could never live back then, because he would have to be monitored daily.
Yep.
Which would take away from Steve's life. And he didn't want that. Yeah. He didn't want that.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted his friend to live a happy life. So, I think after Falcon's done with the shield, it'll go to Bucky.
I honestly don't think it will at all. In this sense, Steve. Sam is the one who embodies Cap the most of the, not just like former veteran, but the righteous, I can do this all day type person, to where Sam's not just gonna take no for an answer. Bucky is, in this sense, still damaged.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to take up anything like that or anything in that sense. He just wants to live his life now.
And again, I think he'll get the shield at some point.
Yeah.
Because it happened in the comics, so I think it'll happen in the movie.
He didn't hold it for long.
Yeah.
He didn't hold it for long in the comics. There was a couple different people that held it. Obviously, Steve was the longest, but no, Bucky didn't hold it for that long.
No, his wasn't long at all.
For that long. Like Bucky got it after Cap. Like Cap gave it to someone else, then it went to Bucky. No, it didn't go to Bucky right away. Shit.
Bucky was like the second or third one who got it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So I think that's about it for the movie wise, though.
At the end, you see Steve and Peggy having their
dancing.
Dancing, yeah.
Which amazing ending, right there.
Yeah.
There was some X-Men shit thrown on in the after credits I didn't catch, but it wasn't.
There was a line maybe referencing the next saga's main villain in Namor, with the whole earthquake under the ocean.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
This is Marvel. Any little thing could still be a clue.
Now, something I want to cover real quick. Sneaking back to the final fight, there was some really awesome, like back-to-back fight scenes.
The fight sequences in this movie were amazing.
Yeah.
Like in that final fight, just like seeing fucking Tony and Pepper fight back-to-back.
Yes.
There was a few others that I can think of. Like there was a couples actually, or people that we wanted to be couples, but we didn't know if we were fighting back-to-back. It was so cool.
Yeah.
I can't think of what the other one was, but there was definitely another one outside of Tony.
Probably Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes.
Speaking of...
That one was cool.
Speaking of Endgame being over, you guys watched the Far From Home trailer?
Yes.
It looks...
No, unfortunately, I've been at work the past 2 days and I've not had time.
We really have to watch it. It's very good.
Yeah. Well, there was a line in there. They're talking about how their snap caused a hole in the dimension. So, I'm not saying it's possible, but we could see Sony being welcomed into the MCU. Which, if that's the case,
Sony,
you know what we're going to see.
Venom.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Fox
Which
was X-Men.
which
And Deadpool.
yeah. But there's something else we're forgetting. Who was the main villain teased for Venom 2? Carnage.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, if Carnage gets in,
Carnage
that'd
would be fun.
be good.
So we could potentially see Spidey have the Venom suit for a brief period of time or whatever, go back to Eddie Brock, and they have to team up to take on Carnage.
All right.
That'd be cool. I still think it should be Flash Thompson that gets it after Eddie Brock.
Too many speculations. This is
Too
Marvel.
much speculation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
So we're gonna just end it
Endgame was
here.
great. If you haven't seen it, you should see it.
Watch it.
That's like
Definitely.
It's a 9 out of 10 movie for me.
10 out of 10
Yeah.
for me, personally.
10 out of 10.
Means
Also, I
about
cannot
like
wait
an
for
8,
Mysterio.
but-
and
Oh, Mysterio.
Same.
Hell yeah. But yeah. Subscribe to CyberTwits. Follow us on Twitter. Bye.